students, and welcome to Online Learning Week 2 for grades 5 and 6. Let's get started. This lesson is about emphasizing words. Emphasize means to say one word louder and longer than the other words in a sentence. You should emphasize the most important word in the sentence because it draws extra attention to that word. You might also pause or change the tone of voice to draw even more attention to that word. If you're writing, you can use a special style of text called italics to show your emphasis. Italics are the slanted style of writing that you sometimes see on the computer or in a book. Emphasizing words helps people understand your meaning more clearly. Let's play a game to try to help us practice and understand how words should be emphasized in sentences. To start this game, we'll watch a short video clip. In this clip, I got flowers for another character played by Teacher Kate. Let's take a look.
I have some flowers.
Now, buying flowers for someone is usually a nice thing to do, but this time I made a mistake. I did something wrong. We can tell because Teacher Kate does not look happy. She's giving a disappointed look on her face. In this game, Teacher Kate will say the same sentence every time. The words will be exactly the same. I told you to buy me some red roses. But she will emphasize a different word every time. It's our job to figure out why she emphasized that word. We need to listen carefully to figure out what was the mistake that I made. And there are 2 steps that we should follow. Number 1, listen to hear which word does she emphasize. Which word does she say louder and longer than other words? And step 2, how does that change what she means? Why did she emphasize that word? What is she trying to tell me? Let's get started.
I told you to buy me some red roses.
Step 1, which word did she emphasize this time? I told you to buy me some red roses. Which word was louder and longer than the other ones? If you said some, you are correct. She emphasized the word some. I told you to buy me some red roses. Step 2, we need to think about what that means. Why did she choose to emphasize this word instead of the other ones? Well, we start to think about the meaning of the word some. Some is about numbers, isn't it? Some means more than one. So my mistake was that I only gave her 1 red rose. She told me to buy some red roses, more than 1. I should say I'm sorry. Let's listen to the next one.
I told you to buy me some red roses.
Step 1, which word did she emphasize this time? Remember, since it's a game, the emphasized word will be different every time. Did you hear which word was louder and longer than the other ones? If you said red, you are correct. Teacher Kate said, I told you to buy me some red roses. Emphasis on red. Now for step 2, what does that mean? Why did she emphasize the word red? Well, red is a color. It must be something about the colors. Let's see. I bought a yellow rose. I bought the wrong color. I bought yellow and she told me to buy red for her rose. I'm sorry, Teacher Kate. I'll be more careful next time.
I told you to buy me some red roses.
Did you hear that time? Which word did she emphasize this time? Which word was louder and longer than the other ones? Very good. It was the last word, roses. I told you to buy me some red roses. Now for step 2, we need to think, what does that mean? Why did she emphasize the word roses? Well, roses are the type of flower it is, right? It must be something about the flower. Did you figure it out? Let's check. It looks like I bought tulips instead of roses. Look at this. It's a different kind of flower that we call a tulip. Everything else was correct. The color is correct. It's red. There are 3 of them. I remembered to buy some instead of 1, but I bought the wrong type of flower. I bought tulips, which is different than roses. I'm sorry, Teacher Kate. Let's play again. Believe it or not, I made more mistakes.
I told you to buy me some red roses.
Which word did she emphasize this time? Very good. Buy. I told you to buy me some red roses. Step 2. What does that mean? This one's a little trickier than the other ones. I'll give you a moment to think about it before I share the answer. Buy. That's how I get the roses. You buy something at a store. How else could I get red roses? If I didn't buy them, what could I have possibly done? Let's see. I didn't go to the store. I went to the forest. I didn't buy the roses. I found them in the wild. I picked red roses from the forest. I'm in trouble because she asked me to buy the red roses, but I went to the forest instead. Let's try another one. I think this is the last one.
I told you to buy me some red roses.
Step 1. Which word did she emphasize this time? If you said told, you are correct. I told you to buy me some red roses. Step 2. Again, this one's a little bit tricky. What does she mean? Why did she emphasize that word? Told, she's talking to me. When someone talks to you, you're supposed to listen. Must be something about, I didn't do a good job listening. I told you to do it, but you forgot. She told me to buy some red roses, but I totally forgot. I don't have anything at all. I just have empty hands. This time I'm in big trouble because I didn't even come close. I forgot. I'm really sorry, Teacher Kate. I'll try to remember next time. All right, to review, emphasize means to say one word louder and longer than the other words in a sentence. I hope you had fun with the game, and I hope it showed you that emphasizing a different word can change the meaning of a sentence. It's a really cool trick and something to keep in mind if you want to speak clearly and get your meaning across expressively, okay? How many of the puzzles did you answer correctly? Just a little joke there. You can see I emphasize the word you because I'm curious about how you did in the game. I hope you had fun. Thank you for listening and for studying with us this week. Emphasizing words. That was lesson 2 for our online learning, grade 5 and 6. Good job, and I'll see you next week.